Thanks for joining us. Get ready for the NBA here on 2K Sports. The weekend of hoops continues. It'll be the Phoenix Suns facing off against Amari Stoudemire and the New York Knicks. And we're ready for tip in New York City. Kevin Harlan and the crew with the call.
It's an interconference contest here in the Big Apple, New York, as the Knicks play one at home. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. Taking a look at Phoenix. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
Well, right now for the Suns, they've been rolling along beautifully to start the season. They've got the media, their fans, and most importantly themselves believing this is going to be a special year.
Well, you look at how they finished last year to where they are now, and you understand why there's so much excitement surrounding this team. And they've got some confidence. There's belief, as you said, Clark. And when the fans are finally excited like they are now, and now you know you got something special.
All right, presented by State Farm, let's take a look at Phoenix's starting five. Scola and Gortat, they're inside. Dragic is out there with Arenas, and it's Beasley in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Knicks, at the 3, 4, and 5, we've got Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler. Amon Shepard is out there with Jason Kidd. And here are the Suns now. Amari Stoudemire missing his last shot. Dragic the pass to Beasley. Taken away by Anthony. Stoudemire, right side, lifts up. No good. And Phoenix will come the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
Well, some called their series last year kind of a measuring stick for which conference was the better one, and they represented their conference pretty well.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Dragic kicks it over to Arenas. In low to Scola. Johnson coming off an assist from Arenas. Steve just talked about it. These teams were in very similar positions in their respective conference standings last season.
And Kevin, they made their conference look pretty good by taking both of those games.
Now here's Kidd. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Washington.
Yeah, Kevin, he really set up shop at that foul line. I mean, they could not do anything with him defensively, and so they had to keep fouling.
Look at that effort. Does he set a great example out there or what?
On plays like that, he does. Sure. What work on the offensive glass we see with him.
Yeah, that was awesome. Put back with the slam. Are you kidding me? Boy, what a disjointed season for New York last year. High expectations with the addition of Tyson Chandler. Then you had the rise of Jeremy Lin. But the team was so up and down. And then Mike Woodson took over and actually did a pretty nice job getting the Knicks to the playoffs.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Alvin Gentry.
We talked about Amari Stoudemire and what he brings to the table as an opponent. The one thing Coach was most impressed with was how physically gifted he is as a big man, saying, you see him get up and down the floor out there, he moves like a guy half his size. He's just a freak of nature.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And when Woodson took over after Linsanity had died down, it didn't have the same media attention. But, you know, Clark, the results were clearly there. They had some momentum, and they took on Miami in the first round of the playoffs.
Kevin, I thought under Woodson the team did a nice job rallying and fighting their way into the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. They had a lot of work to do after their bad start, but they found a way to get it done. And credit the players, but also credit Mike Woodson.
And again, it's the Knicks missing. The Phoenix Suns come into this one after the win against the Raptors.
And they won that game, guys, in large part because of the defense played by their bigs. They turned away more than their share of shots.
And I thought it got into the other guys' heads as the game went on. I mean, they weren't taking it to the basket nearly as aggressively.
Well, supreme confidence offensively for Carmelo Anthony. He's been one of the most deadly clutch shooters in the game over the last few seasons. Always ready to step up and score in pressure situations.
Here's Dragic, coming off a stellar performance against Toronto.
What a quarter for him, and with this lead, I mean, they might as well just ride him the rest of the night.
Kidd kicks to Anthony. Stoudemire with a screen on Beasley. Anthony. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You know, you talk about that clutch scoring ability for Carmelo Anthony. It all comes back to, I think, his size, versatility, ball handling ability, and that quick trigger release on the jump shot. It's really difficult to keep him from getting the shot he wants.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. And the Suns here with a different look. Channing Frye's checked in for Gortat. Markieff Morris comes in for Luis Story. Jared Dudley's checked in for Michael Beasley. And it's Brown in for Gilbert Arenas. Suns leading by 5 to the inside. Brewer with the steal. Now in transition is Brewer. Here we go.
Look out.
Dunk hard with one hand.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. And so here's Phoenix. The Knicks making the shot. Dudley dishes to Brown. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Doubled by Felton to the paint. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Dragic from outside. Tries again. Morris with the bucket.
He was not to be denied that time, guys. Fought his way to the glass and came up with the points.
Now here's Felton. He's guarded by Dragic. And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Stoudemire. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. The dish, the Kid. Kicks to Shumpert. Launches a 3. Good, and the assist to Kid. It could go. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far.
Tune in this Friday night.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
And it's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball, and as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Knicks. Out in the wings, it's the feisty pair of Melo and Shumpert. Steve Novak is out there with Chandler, and it's Kidd in at the 1. Here is Novak. After the Suns pick up 2. And he knocks down the jumper.
Those are what we call confidence building blocks.
And Doris Burke has something for us.
Look out! Watch out below! Wow!
I can't imagine that we'll see one better than that tonight.
I'm with you on that, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I'd be shocked if we saw something more entertaining than that one.
And the replay, of course, presented by Sprite. What a play. Kidd passes to Carmelo. Shot clock at 6. From the high post. And the Knicks good for 2.
Well, Carmelo belongs in that group of guys who you say, maybe he's the best scorer in the league. He's certainly close. He's right there with Kobe and Dwayne Wade, LeBron, for sure. He's so skilled, he's so strong, and he's just got a knack for getting the ball in the hoop when the time is right.
His ability to do that, Steve, is a big part of why he can get a shot off anytime. I mean, he knows that he doesn't need too much space. All he needs is a fraction, and he's able to rise up over guys or go through them.
Now Gortat, after the missed 3 by Carmelo, off his leg, and the officials saying it was kicked. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. And the Suns here with a different look. Channing Frye's checked in for Gortat. Scola comes in for Jared Dudley. Shannon Brown, he's checked in for Wesley Johnson. And Gilbert Arenas subbed in for Sebastian Telfair. Tries to save it, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
Former number 2 overall draft picks don't often fly under the radar, but that's what happened with Michael Beasley in the offseason. He had some options on where to end up, but the Suns made their pitch and they got him.
Kurt Thomas, he's checked in for the Knicks. Goran Dragic is checked in for the Suns. Suns leading by 8. On its way from Beasley for 2. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
Well, talking about Beasley, it seemed to me like a pretty good gamble for Phoenix to sign him in the offseason. You see his potential offensively. He can really score the ball. And with Nash on his way out, playing for the Lakers now, the Suns needed scoring, and that's what made the Beasley move make sense.
Now, here is Smith looking for his first bucket of the game. Pass to Brewer. He dishes it to Thomas. Felton. Smith for 3. Smith missing again. Scola kicks to Fry. Pass to Beasley. The feed to Scola. And there's the pass to Brown. It's blocked. Oh, and here comes Smith. All alone.
Call it game time and bang time.
Unbelievable.
You gotta just shake your head on that one.
And the Suns call time.
J.R. Smith back in the league after spending most of last season in China. He's a player with so much talent, an explosive athlete, offensively gifted, deep range on his shot.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Novak's checked in. Anthony comes in for Ronnie Brewer. Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. Jason Kidd is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Now here's Johnson. There's Dragic with the 3. Offensive rebound. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. Tyson Chandler is checked in for the Knicks. Jared Dudley's checked in for Phoenix. Telfair comes in for Goran Dragic.
And guys, you know what? J.R. Smith is a good scorer, but there's also that but with him. He can be a bit unfocused defensively at times. He'll take questionable shots. I think it's a testament to his tremendous talent that he remains effective despite occasionally giving his coaches headaches and ulcers. But he's a tremendous talent, and I think he's actually grown quite a bit in terms of his consistency over the last couple of years. You know, they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up, most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
They grabbed their own miss. Chandler, no good. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Wizards.
But it wasn't their best shooting night overall. A few guys went cold, and then it seemed to get contagious.
Yeah, you're right. As the game progressed, fewer and fewer shots seemed to find the bottom of the net for him.
Shumpert off target from outside.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. He should knock that down.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Telfair, and that one's on target from the wing. Telfair's got 4 points in the quarter. Kidd dishes to Chandler. He feeds it to Shumpert. Feeds to Melo. Gortat's there. In deep. And no good trying to get that one. And that concludes the first half. The Suns on top, up by 6. Well, folks, stick around here at halftime for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And now get ready for the halftime report. We're happy to be part of your Sunday. A good one in progress for the Suns. Playing great basketball of late. This game's no different. Goran Dragic with some valuable contributions. He's been one of their more dependable shooters in this game, knocking it down better than 50%. On the Knicks side of things, they're managing to hang around. They've been getting roundly outplayed up to this point, and they'll need a bounce-back effort to make up for it in the second half. Amari Stoudemire's struggling early. Everything's been rimming out for him. He's got to be frustrated. Let's start things with a look at the game that we have on tap for later tonight. For the Magic, they'll be up against the Lakers out in Los Angeles. That one tips off at 6:30 Eastern. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke take it away.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Beasley and Stoll through the forwards. Dragic is out there with Arenas, and it's Gortat in at center.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
Yes,
you?
sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
Yes, he did.
That was embarrassing. Tyson Chandler got that big money free agent contract in 2011, and with a history of ankle and toe injuries, the Knicks were really betting he could stay healthy and match the productivity in his championship year with the Mavs.
How about that? They finally tie it up.
Can they continue this momentum, guys? We'll see.
Arenas passes to Scola. That's good, and it's Arenas with the assist. Arenas has got his fourth assist in this one.
And you go back to Chandler, guys. He's made some concrete gains offensively. I like the improvement he's shown at that end of the floor. He's shooting free throws better. He's actually added some range to his jump shot offensively. I think those are things that will continue to serve him and his team well going forward.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
The Phoenix Suns training staff and doctors are renowned league-wide. Back in 2000, they developed their unorthodox methodology for injury prevention and rehab. They evaluate players' flexibility in 8 different areas 4 times a week, do manual muscle testing for strength, assess movement, and even take measurements of players' legs, ankles, and hips. This allows them to determine which muscles are tight or weak, which joints are out of whack, and they look for and find any dysfunction. It's this understanding and application of what's called kinesiology that's enabled them to have such remarkable results. Kevin?
They do amazing work, Doris. Thank you.
Suns have never really been a formidable team on the road in recent years, and last season was pretty much par for the course. They finished 14-19 away from home, and that was part of why they missed the postseason.
Yeah, just 1 for 4 here in the third quarter, so a very slow start for the Knicks.
Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
And it's the Suns with the ball. Following the score by New York. There's Dragic with the 3. That is good. Dragic has got 13. You look back on the recent seasons of the Sun, they just can't seem to get any momentum away from Phoenix. I mean, even when they last won the division, Steve, they weren't too great traveling away from Arizona.
Well, it's kind of a rebuilding or retooling situation for the team, Kevin, and they've had to start making the transition for the future, but they're kind of stuck in no man's land, and that's why they drafted Kendall Marshall to be their point guard of the future, and it's going to take some time, but the NBA kind of runs in cycles, and right now the Suns are trying to get back on that up cycle.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Brewer comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Now, here's Fry. Following the miss by J.R. Smith. And Fry kicks to Scola. Pulls it up. Knicks with the rebound. Smith's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Luis Scola, for his career, one of the more underrated big men in the league. But last season, his production wasn't really up to his usual standards. Numbers down a little bit across the board, but still in his early 30s. I feel like he's got plenty left in his career.
Here's Dragic from outside. There's the bucket. Good. Dragic has got 6 in the quarter.
We've seen some great shooting from him today. They've got to lean on him a little bit more.
J.R. Smith on the wing. Smith missing again. And when you look at Scola and his chances of bouncing back from last season, big men do tend to age, it seems like, more gracefully in this NBA.
Yeah, I think that's the case across the board. I mean, his game has never really been based on athleticism. It's a fairly close to the floor game based on skill, and that lends itself to longevity, Kevin. It's kind of like you. You've got those great pipes, those lungs, man, and you can survive a long time as a broadcaster because of it.
Now here's Kidd, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Brewer measures the Kidd. Misses the three. Suns trail by 6. Dishes it to Fry. He kicks to Brown. From the arc. Good defense by Kidd. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin and Steve. I mean, everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
That makes it so much tougher to defend, too, when you have to account for all 5 offensive players, and the ball just moves so quickly. Tough to defend that.
Here's Dragic. Takes the 3. No luck.
You know, one of the basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
And a great show
This Saturday.
Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris Burke with the report. Hi, Doris.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Knicks put together, they get the Uncontainable Game Award. They found the right time to catch fire and have a distinct advantage as we head to the fourth. We'll see if it will be enough for them to pull out the win.
Thank you, Doris. And how many times, guys, do we see a run like this become the difference maker in the outcome of a game?
Well, it usually is the case, Kevin. When one team can get on a run like they did, where they just feel so dominant offensively, more often than not, that's going to be the difference in the game.
And in this game, even at the very beginning of that run, you could sense the momentum getting ready to take a huge swing. And swing it did, fellas. Swing it did.
Mello is the 3, and Murray is at the 4. Amon Shumpert is out there with Jason Kidd, and it's Cambion at the 5. That's the 5 for New York right now. Arenas against Shumpert. Outside Arenas. There's the dish to Beasley. Lets the 3 fly. That's in, coming off an assist from Arenas. Arenas has got 5 assists in the game. Outside Kidd. Stoudemire, the pass to Shumpert. Outside Kidd. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by the Suns. Beasley outside. And Gortat kicks to Beasley. Back to Gortat. Beasley outside. Kicks it to Dudley. He passes it to Arenas. Over Anthony. And it's Arenas that time on the assist by Dudley. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
It was a strange up and down season for the Knicks last year, but one of the things they made sure to do was to defend their home court. I mean, the Garden was definitely something they controlled and handled well.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey guys, well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. His message, I don't want us patting ourselves on the back just yet. We can congratulate ourselves after the final horn. Right now, we need to go out there and take this one home. Guys?
Second chance shot, and Beasley gets it to go on the assist by Scola. That's 12 points for Beasley.
Let's go! Tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
Stoudemire with the bucket.
And Kevin, keep an eye tonight on how many plays he keeps alive for his club. Just the way he works, the way he moves, the way he anticipates plays before they happen, constantly looking to get an offensive board.
And I'll say something else, Steve. He is one of the most powerful finishers we have in this league. He takes it to the rack hard.
Back to the Knicks, and you're right on the money, Clark. At home, they had a record of 22-11, and there were just some magical nights for them here.
A lot of big comebacks and turning points. There was the Jeremy Lin story, but overall, this was a fantastic place to play. Always has been here in New York, and the Knicks took advantage of that last year.
Now, here is Gortat. Amari Stoudemire missing his last shot. Beasley kicks it over to Arenas. To tie it up. Another three for Phoenix.
Another three goes down, guys.
Yeah, you got to get up into them defensively. I mean, you got to put pressure on guys and make them put the ball on the floor.
Now here's Kidd. Passes it to Carmelo. Over Beasley. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Kidd. 20 points for Carmelo Anthony.
That jump shot's like a layup for him when the defense backs off like that.
Outside Arenas to take the lead, but they'll get another chance. And Gortat kicks it over to Arenas. Takes the lead! Arenas has got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, the shot is starting to fall, guys, and he's playing much better than he did in the first half.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Phoenix. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Anthony sets the pick for Shumpert. Good work defensively by Arenas.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Dragic with it. He's covered by Kidd. Dragic kicks it over to Arenas. Taken away by Kidd. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Excellent D there from Beasley.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game.
Arenas off a pick from Scola. Shoots the three. They get it back. Down low. He dishes it to Arenas. Now the feed to Dragic. Arenas. The long three. Knocks down the trifecta.
Big time shot.
Really clutch.
And they've got to score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste at all.
Gortat with the steal. Fast break. Here we go. Jumps up. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
And they add to this lead, trying to close this game out.
I think it would take a lot of luck and maybe then some. I mean, it might be time to pack this thing in.
Here's Shumpert. To halt the run. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
That's an old-fashioned finish there, guys. Going to the finger roll to get the easy 2.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Money! And the crowd roaring to life.
That was a huge shot. And they're just about dancing in the aisles now.
What an eruption in this building. And that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
That slams the door, guys. No chance they're getting back in the game after those free throws.
Good! And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here. He doesn't hit the first. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And a chance here to send it into overtime.
Need a 3.
So it's the Suns taking the W in a close one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Goran Dragic.